What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be making a bit of a different video than I typically do, and it's going to be how I increase my bench press by 20 pounds in 2.5 months, roughly. I went from benching 185 on incline to 205 on incline for actually more reps. I went for 3 reps. I went from benching 185 on incline for 3 to benching 205 on incline for 3. Here's how I did that. Now, in the past, I was following a training method that gave me normal progression, right? I would do my 3x12s, or I would do higher volume mesocycles and lower volume mesocycles where I was doing like 5 to 10 rep ranges, things like that. And I mean, it was all right for growth. I didn't get huge growth in terms of strength, but I didn't get injuries or anything like that. And so I remember I had a conversation with my high school science teacher about this and how he got his strength really high. And he was like, just practice lifting heavy weight. And I mean, it sounds super simple, but what he means by this is literally if you need to get stronger, just go to the gym and lift your 1 rep max as many times as you can. And I ended up thinking about this and pondering upon this. And in my own thinking and like gathering and accruing more knowledge in hypertrophy and strength training, started to realize that powerlifting is really different from bodybuilding in that it's not about using as much muscle, right, to lift a weight. That's what bodybuilding is about. Bodybuilding is about using all the muscle, contracting it to its fullest, getting the most hypertrophic benefit out of it. It's not about that. Powerlifting is about executing the movement in the most efficient and effective manner possible, using the most load and having the least amount of power leakage, which is being as efficient as possible. And so what that is it's using the muscle you do have and lifting the weight in such a way that you can lift the most amount of weight. And how that's accomplished is not through having more muscle. It's about recruiting and firing the muscles correctly in the right timing, and importantly, using your CNS, using that neural drive to properly execute that movement, right? If you look at top powerlifters like Matt Venna, this guy's deadlifting 800, squatting 700, things such as that, squatting much, much more than many IFBB pros are doing, right? That are also on gear. I think this guy's natural, right? And if you look at him, he's nowhere near the size of these IFBB pros. I mean, everyone points these differences out between powerlifters and bodybuilders. I don't need to speak on this in depth, right? The reason why is because powerlifters don't necessarily have more muscle than you or than bodybuilders. It's not even that they have more fast twitch muscles. It's that they have very good neural drive and they have very good interoception about where their body is in space and time. Like, I mean, when you're squatting, you have 2 levels of bracing that you have to be doing, and there's a lot of timing and there's a lot of stability that is required when you're lifting 800 whatever pounds that you're doing. And that's what distinguishes him from many other lifters, is his ability to brace and his ability to recruit his CNS. And so what I did was I took this and I added another element, which is the fact that you are stronger on the negative part. So if I'm doing an incline bench where I'm lowering the weight, I'm stronger in this than I am pushing it, right? So I took that and I incorporated it into this training plan that I designed. And I ended up getting really great results. As I said, I added 20 pounds. Great gains. So what I did was I went to the gym on all my push days, set up my incline bench. I had a buddy spot me. So let's say I could only lift 185 for 3 at the time. I would add more weight than I could handle, slightly more. To be honest, in retrospect, I could have put even more weight on. I probably could have even gained more out of cycle, but I would have increased my chance of injury. So I put 185 on. I couldn't bench 195 at the time, right? But what I could do was I could at least lower it. And so I slowly lowered it, really juicing this negative part of the lift, right, for 5 seconds. Pause the bottom of everything. And I tried to lift it, of course I couldn't. So I had my buddy help me up. And I did this for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5. So I did this for sets of 5. And what you'll start to notice is when you do this, by set 3, the weight will feel considerably more heavy, right? Your friend may be helping you a little bit, but by not set 3, rep 3, the weight will seem considerably more heavy. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because you're really starting to break down that muscle, but enjoy or really maximize these last 2 reps, because that's important. Where you can continue to push through and still handle this weight, because you're trying to get yourself used to lifting this new weight, and priming that CNS to be able to feel and embrace this weight, to bear it is a thing in and of itself, right? So if you can start to do that for, say, 3 sets of 5, you'll start to see really good growth. Run this cycle for 2-3 months. And so I ended up hitting chest twice a week. On the first chest day, I did that. What I started to notice is, as this mesocycle continued, was that I could not keep up with this, as my CNS is too fatigued. So on the second time I hit chest, I basically did a deload day, which is where I did the exact same thing. I set up the incline bench as I normally would, but I'd take like half of my 1 rep max at the time, right? So I was benching like sub 100, right? Really lightweight. And I wasn't just like pumping the weight up, right? Like doing active recovery. I was executing the movement the exact same manner in which I was doing with 195 or 205 or 215 that I was doing. I was executing the exact same way. And what this did was it trained my CNS while I was also getting some active recovery of my muscles. While my chest was sore and everything like that, my joints were kind of aching, I was practicing that movement, and I was remembering how to execute that movement, because repetition makes you really good at things. So that's what I ended up doing. I ran this cycle for 2.5 months. My diet, I was in a caloric surplus. As far as supplementation, I was on Cialis, which, to be honest, I don't think helped that much in this context, but probably just helped with injury prevention, as helped to get some blood in the muscles. Of course, sleeping, everything like that. I would also make sure that you stretch. Make sure you take extra long to warm up, because you are lifting heavier weight than normal. You don't want to get injured during this. And incorporate pauses. If you're bouncing up and you're using the elasticity and the springiness of your chest, and in and out of your squat or whatever, you're going to predispose yourself to an injury. Pause at the bottom of the movement, and then lift it. Anyways, guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I said, just do 3x5s with excessive weight. Make sure you have someone to spot you, and then just progress as you can. Progress is needed. Feel free to make any alterations to this. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you guys think of this. Thank you guys for your time. Goodbye.